Good afternoon, and welcome to this afternoon's meeting of the Board of Education. This meeting is being televised live on AACPS TV and streamed on AACPS YouTube channel. General information and protocols for the meeting are posted on the signs by the doorway as you enter the room. So please make sure that you read all those if you have not already. The invocation. Oh God, we pray to administer that which is just in all educational policies, being ever mindful of your guidance, stir us to action with love, wisdom, and understanding. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 2.03, Pledge of Allegiance, item 2.03, approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Item 2.04, establish the agenda order. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written?
Motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
Thank you. Now it comes the time for us to recognize some of our individuals here. First up is our Educator of the Month.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, the board recognizes an invaluable member of the school community, demonstrating unwavering dedication, innovation, and professionalism in her role as a special educator. Her impact on students, staff, and families is truly remarkable, and her commitment to student success is evident in all that she does. Miss Rebecca Thompson of Four Seasons Elementary School. Miss Thompson is constantly thinking of new ways to support students on her caseload, particularly those who struggle the most. She proactively researches and applies best practices, tailoring interventions to meet the unique needs of her students. She ensures that every student has access to the tools necessary for success. She fosters a growth mindset among her students by celebrating their progress and helping them overcome challenges with persistence and encouragement. Her ability to recognize the strength in each student allows her to build their confidence and help them reach their full potential. Beyond her direct work with the students, she is a dynamic team player who actively collaborates with colleagues to enhance the overall school environment. Sharing her expertise, she provides valuable insights during team meetings and supports general education teachers in implementing effective accommodation and modifications. Rebecca consistently maintains a high degree of professionalism in all aspects of her work, but her ability to build and maintain strong relationships is one of her greatest strengths. She communicates effectively with families, ensuring that they are active participants in their children's educational journey. Her advocacy ensures that students receive the best possible support both in and outside of the classroom. Rebecca Thompson, your dedication, resilience, and passion for special education make you an exceptional educator and a true asset to the Four Seasons community. For all these reasons, the Board of Education is honored to recognize you as the Educator of the Month for February 2026. Congratulations. Would you please come forward?
Sarah's dying.
Comes with this that I'm told is either going to be mailed to you or given in your basket.
Okay.
But how did they get you here today? And who is this?
My son got it. I'm just finishing up on my leave, so.
Oh my gosh, she's just finishing up on her leave.
And I thought my husband was gonna give me one. He's also a teacher, so.
Thank you. Do you have any words you want to say?
Thank you, amazing Four Seasons team. Thank you so much. I'm honored and just grateful for the opportunity to work for AACPS. As a product of AACPS, here I am. So.
This. Okay. I feel like it's a relationship. It's okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Next up, Ms. McFarland will go with our Employee of the Month. Thank you.
Today, the Board of Education recognizes an employee who is a consummate professional, an outstanding team player, extremely hardworking, and dedicated to the families she serves throughout Anne Arundel County. Ms. Mariana Lathrop, bilingual family and community facilitator. In every interaction with students, families, staff, and the bilingual family and community outreach team, Ms. Lathrop always does everything possible to be outcome-focused and service-oriented. Her customer service skills are amazing, and she is consistently a high achiever.
Jesus.
The role of bilingual facilitator is complex and one that requires technical skills, people skills, and sound judgment. Ms. Lathrop has mastered all the technical skills related to interpretation, both simultaneous and consecutive translation, assisting with registration, disciplinary meetings, and assisting the health room as well as the school guidance department. Additionally, Ms. Lathrop volunteers to assist as well as respond when asked. She has supported multiple system-wide efforts like the Family Involvement Conference, as well as Attendance Forum. She often supports evening high school too. You can count on Mariana to come in early and stay late as needed. Ms. Lathrop, you are a positive influence. No matter what is going on, you've always had a smile on your face, a can-do attitude, and something kind to say. For all these reasons and more, the Board of Education recognizes you as the Employee of the Month for December 2025. Congratulations. Would you please come forward to accept this recognition?
Oh my gosh, thank you.
How did they get you here?
Where's Karen? I could never say no to her, and she asked me to come to interpret for the meeting. So I said, sure, I'll be there.
So, in being here, you were doing part of your job and all the wonderful things people had to say about you. So
I
that
was
is
supposed to. I didn't get to the tricky.
Who do you have here today with you?
My amazing team members and friends that I've been working for years. My husband Nelson and my good friends. I mean, like, there's so many, and I'm so overwhelmed right now.
Well, we're so
And
proud.
This is the job I love. I come to work every day. It's not work for me. I love it.
That's amazing.
We
That's
love
amazing.
you.
Thank you. I did, because I don't remember a word.
Thank you, Ms. McFarland. Next up, we will have our Volunteer of the Month, Mr. Sickworth.
Thank you, Madam President. Dolly Parton once said, being a star just means that you find your own special place and that you shine where you are. This month's Volunteers of the Month have found a special place at Ruth Parker Eason, and they shine brightly for all of us. It is an immense honor to recognize Karen and Quinn Lucas as our February 2026 Volunteers of the Month. Karen and Quinn are a dedicated mother and son duo whose kindness, consistency, and generosity have made a lasting difference in our school. Each week, they devote their time supporting our special education teachers and students by preparing instructional materials that are essential for learning. Along with their time in the school, they often take materials home to complete, ensuring that our teachers have what they need to provide engaging, individualized instruction for every student. Karen and Quinn's contribution extend well beyond the classroom. They regularly attend school events, support fundraisers, and even donate items for Staff Appreciation Week, small gestures that reflect their deep care for our entire community. Their generosity and spirit of service have inspired others to get involved, strengthening the heart of our volunteer program and reinforcing what makes this school so special. What truly makes Karen and Quinn stand out is not just what they do, but how they do it. Every project they take on is handled with care, precision, and pride. Whether cutting, organizing, laminating, or assembling materials, they approach each task with the same level of dedication and thoughtfulness as if it were their own family. Beyond their volunteer duties, their presence in our building is nothing short of uplifting. They walk through the halls with warm smiles, kind words, and genuine interest in the people around them, brightening the days of staff, students, and anyone lucky enough to cross their path. Our teachers often say that Karen and Quinn are lifesavers, and it is true. Their reliability and willingness to help, no matter the task, make them an invaluable part of the Ruth Eason family. They embody the very best of what it means to give back: selflessness, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to others. Karen and Quinn, thank you for your incredible service, your positive energy, and the countless hours that you've given to support our students and staff. Ruth Parker Eason and the entire Anne Arundel County Public School community is blessed to have such dedicated volunteers, and we thank you so much for your service. Would you please come forward? It is with great appreciation that I would like to present this Volunteer of the Month bell and certificate to you as a symbol of our appreciation. Please come forward. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Here's the bell. And we have this certificate, Volunteer of the Month, presented to Karen and Quinn Lucas. So can you tell me how they got you here?
Well, I didn't even ask. I thought it was a volunteer recognition thing for all the volunteers in the county. Judy Ranko is the assistant principal at Ruth Parker Eason, and she's the reason that we are at Ruth Parker Eason. To be honest, we were volunteering at a different school, and we really weren't even working with her directly, but our interactions with her when we saw her at the school were so positive that I just liked her so much. And when she left the school she was at, I stayed connected with her, and I said, well, where are you going? And she said she was going to Ruth Parker Eason. And I said, can we come? And so she said, yeah, I think we can find work for you there. And I think you probably all know what an amazing school it is, what an amazing staff they have. And so that's what makes it work, is that we feel welcome, that clearly the leadership sets the precedent that we belong there with the students and the staff. And so we feel welcome. And so it's a place we want to be. So thank you, Judy, for if I just take this chance to just encourage everybody to give everybody a chance, because not everybody would look at a team like Quinn and I and think that it would be easy to work with us. And I hope it is. And it's so much fun to be at that school. Judy and Amy, the principal, are amazing, and so are the staff. So we love it. Thank you guys. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Do you want me to go back? Or no, you're going to go to the left.
All right, item 2.08, 2026 MOGABA Awards.
Good afternoon, President Dent, Vice President Pulliam, members of the board, and Dr. Bedell. Uh-oh. Dr. Heiser. You tricked me. No, I'm joking. My name is Monica Monk. I'm the Director of Communications here for Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and it is a heartfelt honor to once again stand before you as we celebrate a very special tradition, the Mo GABA Positivity and Perseverance Awards. Now in its 5th year, this program continues to grow in meaning and impact. What began as a tribute to one remarkable AACPS student has become a district-wide celebration of hope, courage, and kindness. Every January 26th, our schools light up in orange and purple. Our classrooms and hallways echo with laughter and love as we honor Mo GABA, whose smile and spirit continue to guide us all. This year's celebration of Mo GABA Day looked a little different. Thanks to a snow and ice storm that turned our county into a winter wonderland and forced us all to celebrate from the comfort or chaos of our own homes. While we didn't get to high-five in hallways or see our schools glowing in orange and purple in person, our AACPS family still showed up online, spreading Mo's message of joy, courage, and kindness through social media posts, videos, and plenty of cozy snow day smiles. I think I got the perfect blouse now to celebrate. It took 5 years, but I'm ready. Before we recognize this year's honorees, I'd like to thank the Education Foundation of AACPS for once again providing a $500 grant in each winner's names to fund a school initiative that spreads kindness and positivity. I'm also deeply grateful to my colleagues in Design and Print Services for the care and creativity they bring to this program, from the banners and graphics to the awards that beautifully acknowledge each honoree. And a sincere thank you to the Mo GABA Awards Committee for their thoughtful review of all 82 student nominations, each one a powerful and personal reflection of strength. These stories remind us that perseverance isn't just about pushing through. It's about moving forward with purpose, lifting others along the way, and choosing light even in the darkest moments. I also want to extend a special thank you to Katie Maurer from the Division of School and Family Partnerships for her behind-the-scenes dedication in curating the Mo GABA Awards web pages. Thanks to Katie, every nominee from the past 5 years is honored online with their photo and nomination narrative. This growing archive can be viewed at www.aacps.org/MoGABA and serves as a lasting tribute to Mo's legacy and the students who carry it forward. And now it's my absolute joy to introduce the 2026 Mo GABA Positivity and Perseverance Award recipients. To present the awards, we are excited that Mo's mom, Sanzi, and his longtime aide, Lynn Leach, are here to celebrate with us. And I'd like to ask them to come up front at this time. You came prepared today, I promise. Each winner will be introduced individually and then come forward to receive their award and take a picture with our special guests and board members. Loved ones of our honorees will be able to take formal pictures in the lobby outside during the meeting break. First is the winner in the elementary primary category, Maylene Alvarenga Diaz of George T. Cromwell Elementary School. Maylene doesn't just see the good in others, she amplifies it. She intentionally chooses to sit beside her ACC peers, offering guidance, encouragement, and friendship without being asked. Whether she's clarifying directions in art class or quietly cleaning the room after a lesson, Maylene models compassion and maturity far beyond her years. When faced with conflict, she seeks peace. When given extra time, she chooses to grow in her learning. Maylene reminds us that true strength is often gentle and always kind. Although Maylene is unable to be with us today, we are thrilled to honor her as the primary elementary honoree. At this time, I'd like to invite her principal, Missy Morgan, to come forward and accept her award. Can the boys gather and stand up?
In the picture out of
In the picture. And thank you for everyone who wore orange and purple today and didn't leave me alone. I appreciate it. Next is our elementary intermediate category honoree, Clyde Hicks of Oak Hill Elementary School. Clyde is the definition of unstoppable. Since his diagnosis in second grade, Clyde has met every medical challenge with a smile and a let's do this attitude. He rolls through school each morning with happiness, humor, and heart, ready to learn, ready to rap, and definitely ready to crack a joke. Whether he's performing on stage or participating in chess club, Clyde embraces every moment with an infectious joy that reminds us to live boldly, laugh often, and never, ever count ourselves out. I can't wait to see you on Broadway, Clyde, or wherever you want your dreams to take you. Come on up to receive your award, Big Guy. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Good job.
Thank you. That Lily was the first guy to show up. That was my favorite part. Nice.
Yeah. In the middle school category, Riley Whitney of Magathy River Middle School. Known affectionately as Smiley Riley, this sixth grader is a two-time childhood cancer survivor who also manages diabetes and Addison's disease. And yet, he shows up. He smiles. He inspires. Riley faces each day with gratitude, showing us all that pain does not define purpose. Even after procedures, he chooses to be present, to learn, to connect, and to lift up those around him. Riley is proof that positivity is a choice, and he chooses it every day. We are proud to celebrate a student who leads with such a bright light. Please come forward, Riley, and bring that handsome smile with you. In the high school category, Kezia Kai Bohen of Chesapeake Science Point Elementary High School. Sorry. Kezia is the quiet force you want in every room. Despite facing daunting bullying and discouraging burnout, Kezia has chosen to rise above any adversities by sincerely serving her school community. In doing so, she has become a leader, guided by empathy, excellence, and integrity. Whether she's tutoring classmates, bridging divides through student government, or creating safe spaces for her fellow students, regardless of how they may have treated her, Kezia's advocacy, resilience, and grace remind us that leadership isn't about spotlight, it's about impact. Kezia, please join us up front to accept your award. And now for the Mo Gabba Positivity and Perseverance Legacy Award. This award is presented each year to a student who embraces the inclusion of all by supporting, encouraging, and advocating for their peers. This year, our Legacy Award goes to a young man whose journey reminds us of the power of voice. Ashton Graham of MacArthur Middle School is not just navigating the world as a student with autism, he's transforming it. One day, as he was facing challenges, Ashton expressed that he wanted to be like everyone else. And in that vulnerable moment, Ashton became an advocate, whether he realized it or not. By owning his story and continuing to give his best, he shows us what it means to speak up for yourself and for others who may not yet have the words. His words reflect a truth that many students quietly carry, the desire to belong, to be seen, and to be understood. But what we know, and I hope Ashton will see more clearly, is that he is enough exactly as he is. His unique perspective, strength, and compassion make him a powerful voice within our school community. Ashton, you do not need to be anyone else because who you are already makes a difference. Come on up and get your award.
Thank you.
One more round of applause for all of us. Before we conclude,
Ms. Monk, I'm
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. I think there's one more award up here.
what award is that? I didn't plan for that.
You know, I didn't either, but there's another plaque up here. Okay, thank you.
President Dent, Vice President Pulley, and members of the board, and Dr. Heiser. Every program or project needs a pillar, a strong and stable foundation that can support the many different aspects of the task at hand. Throughout its existence, the Mo Gabba Positivity and Perseverance Awards program has been blessed to have such a pillar in my dear friend, Monika Monk. I've been privileged to work alongside Monika for nearly 20 years, and we know each other really well. I'll tell you for a fact, she doesn't like surprises at all. So, sorry, not sorry. When the late board member Candace C.W. Antoine put forth the motion the board ultimately adopted to create Mo Gabba Day and this program to honor those who embody Mo's spirit, she had a single student at each of the elementary, middle, and high school levels in mind. Monika, as she does in everything, dreamed bigger. Let's do 2 at the elementary, 1 in the primary grades and 1 in the intermediate grades, she said. And let's do a legacy award for students who are leaders at their schools and in their communities. We have so many great kids. How does anyone say no to that? She then went about organizing a nomination process and committee structure to which staff members graciously volunteer their time each year. She involved Sansi and Lynn, who knew Mo better than anyone and who honor us every year by being here to distribute the awards. And we honor not just the winners, but every single nominee, 83 this year alone. Monika does all of this with genuine, truly genuine joy, enthusiasm, and a flair that goes well beyond the orange and purple fashion that marks every day of Mo Gabba Awards. The joy that Monika brings to her work is inspiring to others, and her quest to make every day a win, as Mo would say, shines through even in the darkest of moments. In every facet of her work, Monica has embodied the same qualities that made us all love Mo so much. Those of us who get the chance to work with her every day get the privilege to see it up close, and we are all better for it. As it relates to carrying on Mo's legacy, Monica's own words, written in an email to Capital Gazette reporter Bridget Byrne after Bridget's story on last year's awards, say it best. Bridget, she wrote, "I just want to send a personal thank you for the lovely story written about our Mo GABA Awards winners. As you can imagine, this initiative is more than a professional duty. Thank you for shining the light on our students." So as we close out the 5th year of the Mo GABA Positivity and Perseverance Awards, I am honored to announce the committee is awarding a second Legacy Award to Monica Monk.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
This is my mom. She's a dedicated worker at Beat High School. I only want to say that if you ever had a question, I just want everybody to know how deeply people in this building care about your children. All 84,000, I don't have the exact number plus, every last one of them. My favorite job is mom and wife, but this is my second favorite job. And I'm grateful for 24 years to work with people who equally care about our children. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got to finish my speech. Thank you to all my families and friends who are here, and they wore purple and orange too. This is just great. They know I love to color coordinate. That's a whole nother. But really quickly, I do want to just say, and then we can have a break, I promise, if President Dent so abides. That I just want to acknowledge someone whose presence and continues to anchor this entire program. Not me at all. It's Mo's mom, Santi. We know that showing up like this isn't easy, and yet year after year, she's here with grace, strength, and a smile that reflects the very spirit Mo shared with the world. Santi, you continue to stand with our students, our families, and our staff, even when the weight of remembrance has to be raw and truly real. Your willingness to turn unimaginable loss into lasting purpose is a gift to all of us. And I thank you for trusting us with Mo's legacy and for continuing to show up, because when you do, Mo does. Finally, while this program celebrates the remarkable strength and kindness of our students, it also serves as a reminder of something deeper, that within AACPS, every story matters, every voice counts, and no one is forgotten. We honor not only the bright spirits we see today, clap, but also those we carry in memory. Their impact lives on in the way we uplift one another, celebrate resilience, and continue to build a community rooted in belonging. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Monk. That is not only something but incredible. So I'm going to ask everybody to just give yourself a hug and now give yourself a hand clap. She always takes all of us to the next level. And I want to take this moment to say that on behalf of the board, we appreciate not only what AACPS has done for the Mo GABA Day, but for you, Mom, for always coming, standing in the gap, and making sure that we all remember your son, a celebration that honors not only Mo's spirit, but his remarkable personality for positivity and perseverance. Mo Gabba Day isn't just a reminder of strength. It is a day that we continue to remind everyone that was awarded here today, along with the 82 members, 82 students that participated and that was nominated, that we are grateful and their light continue to shine, and we're glad that we have an opportunity to shine a light on them today. So thank you all for coming today. Thank you and congratulations to all the awardees. And with that, we will take a break and take pictures out in the foyer. Have a great morning. Back. This afternoon, we do not have a PTA report. So with that, I will turn it over to Ms. Shawhan for the Policy Committee report.
Yes, absolutely. It is right here. All right. The Policy Committee met yesterday, February 3rd, and discussed a number of policies. Policy GBA Executive Team, the rescinding of Policy GBP Professional Staff Promotions and Appointments, Policy GCI Salaries Units 1 through 4, Policy II Grading, Policy KBD Special Education Citizens Advisory Committee, and a new policy, Policy GJC Salaries Units 5 and 6. All of the policies I mentioned will be coming before the board for the standard 3-reader process at an upcoming meeting. I'd like to thank Ms. McGowan, Ms. Cutchess and her team, Ms. Brown, Ms. Catalano and her team, and of course, Ms. Wilson and her team for their time and effort preparing these policies and their lengthy accompanying regulations, as well as answering our questions. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, Ms. Shawhan. With that, item 4.03, our Budget Committee report. Dr. Tobin.
Thank you, President Dent. The Policy Committee last met on Monday, January 20th, prior to the board workshop on the budget. We are going to have our next meeting on Monday, February 17th. At our meeting on January 20th, we received an update from Mr. Stansky prior to the discussion in the workshop. Currently, board members are putting together any potential amendments. I believe those are due. The first round were due on Monday of this week. There will be another round. I believe they will be posted later in the month for the public to see once they are there. And as I said, our next meeting will be Monday, February 17th at noon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tobin. And with that, we will have item 4.0, the President's Report. I think that's me. So first of all, I want to thank all of our families, the staff, and the community. As you hear directly this morning from Dr. Patel at a press conference. But I want you to know that this board takes our school safety as our absolute top priority. And our AACPS school safety program continues to strengthen not only our programs, it expands our training and reinforces our partnership with public safety to help keep our schools safe every day. We are committed to identifying any gaps and ensuring that every student and every member feels secure in their learning environments. And we appreciate the swift action of those who respond to that in our time of need. And we thank our community for their continued vigilance. And we hope that everyone understands that safety continues to be the absolute top priority of this board. I also want to take a moment to say thank you to all of those and all the board members, especially a gratitude for creating what we call Mo Gabba Day. This celebration cannot go unnoticed. And we really want to thank, even though we said our thank yous to Ms. Monk, one person that continues to be the man behind the scenes is Mr. Bob Mosier. And I do want to say not only thank you to Mr. Mosier, but he's always out there giving the communication. And I will tell you that during the snow last week, I saw them say, "We are waiting for you, Bob." So when you are a signature for students in AACPS, that tells you that you have imparted your legacy. So with that, please give me a warm applause for Mr. Mosier, and thank you for everything you do. And with that, I'm delighted to ask Dr. Joanna Tobin to share some truly exciting news with the board and our community this afternoon.
Thank you again, Madam President. So several months ago, I received some communication from the National School Boards Association, which is, as the name indicates, the national organization of school board members that many of us attend the annual meeting every year. And I received, along with my colleagues, some notification that they were seeking nominations for student musical groups to perform at their national meeting, which will occur this coming April in San Antonio, Texas, and at which several thousand school board members and leadership staff in school systems around the country will be in attendance. And recently I got the news, because I did nominate one of our groups that I've seen perform a number of times, that the Apex Commercial Band, which is a student-led ensemble within the Apex Arts Magnet program, under the direction of Ms. Jennifer Rivera, has been chosen, and I believe is the only group that was chosen outside of any local San Antonio groups, to perform in San Antonio before thousands of school board members in April. So I want to give that wonderful news, and I want to say a few things for the public who may not be aware about what the Apex Commercial Band is. It was started in 2020 amidst what we know was a very complex situation, and has created an incredible ensemble of students who perform a wide range of genres, everything from classic rock, pop, funk, soul, and rap. They have been recognized for performance excellence around the region, including performing at the National Association for Music Education, Maryland Music Educators Association, AVID, and of course, NSBA. They've also performed for the Maryland General Assembly. They do extraordinary work, and some advance notice. They perform late in the spring at Ram's Head on Stage in Annapolis, which is always an amazing performance, and I never miss it. But I just want everyone to know that our students will be representing at this national meeting, and I couldn't be prouder. And also, just so you're aware, if you want to race out and get it somewhere, they have recorded a cover of the Lawrence hit What You Want, featuring the Prince Parliament trombonist Greg Boyer. So just a little heads up that you might be wanting to listen for them. But anyway, I couldn't be prouder of them. A sincere congratulations to Ms. Rivera, Mr. Kaufman, who oversees the Apex program, all our amazing teachers who work with these phenomenal students. And San Antonio, you're in for a treat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tobin. I don't know that I have to follow that up, so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Braden Morgan to follow that up.
Thanks, Madam President. That is some awesome news, and I'm very proud as Apex students. I remember visiting at Annapolis High School just a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just talking to some of those students about, like, you know, what they do, what their, you know, schedule looks like. And I'm just like, you know, well, I picked up an instrument once and got taken away. So, you know, they're awesome. And so I've attended, I think, around, you know, 30 events since last meeting, but there's 3 that I really want to highlight, and I don't have slides because I suck, I guess. I don't know. Not prepared. I didn't know I was speaking. And so the first recently on January 23rd with Farm Bureau Ag Ambassador Senior at South River, Sylvia Calabrese, I was able to attend. We went to a visit and, you know, helped share agriculture education to over 100 elementary schoolers at Davidsonville Elementary School, and did even like a hands-on project and a take-home for them to have, you know, little cups and like sunflower seeds. And let me say, mine is currently sprouting in my front room, and I'm so excited. So I hope they're hope I'm not more excited than the elementary schoolers are really excited, but I think I might be. And so it's awesome to see, you know, so many students engaged, so many students excited for us to be there. And Sylvia just did absolutely amazing. And I'm really inspired by Ms. Calabrese, as always. And, you know, thanks to FAFO Farms as well for participating and helping out with that. The second event I wanted to highlight, on January 21st, I was able to present Arundel sophomore Macy Poor with a citation on behalf of the Board of Education for the extraordinary service she's done in the Arundel community in name of her late mother. You know, every time I talk to Macy, every time I hear anyone talk about Macy, it's how outgoing she is, how she just has a heart for service. And so, I mean, even last night, she was just reaching out to me for no other reason but to check in, no other reason but to show me support. And I think, you know, just every time I talk about Macy, every time I talk to Macy, it's truly just inspirational. It's truly, you know, an embodiment of the amazing students we have in AACPS who want to better their communities. And so, you know, thank you to Macy, thank you to the Arundel community, and all of her friends who pitched in, helping me plan it and surprise her on the 21st. That was, you know, an amazing opportunity to be able to do that. On January 17th, I attended the 4th annual MoGABA VEX IQ robotics tournament at Lindale Middle School, in which we had 3 different teams. Lindale Middle School, the host, I believe it was Magathi River Middle School, and I believe Meade Middle School was there as well, I heard. And you know, I don't know much. I didn't know much about robotics going into it, and I still don't know a lot. But you know, from what I did learn, from what I was able to talk to all these students, it was just amazing to see. And some of these things the students were talking about were words I've never even heard before, you know. And so it's awesome to see such young students come together. Specifically, I was talking to the coach, I believe Mr. Hall, and he told me there's 2 all-girls teams at Lindale Middle School, which is just so inspirational to see, you know, young women in STEM, particularly the one team that I did a video on my Instagram, my Canvas class, highlighting them. Because their engineering book is 171 pages. And I pulled it up and I stopped reading because, again, I couldn't understand some of the stuff and I got a little embarrassed. These are middle schoolers who are just truly amazing. And so, you know, a huge, you know, thanks to Alina, Clara, Akam, and Aaron from Lindale Middle School. I mean, you know, like I said, I talked to them and learned so much about, you know, the importance of robotics, the importance of teamwork. And, you know, when they sent me a message saying, you know, that the team will be working harder to reach their goals because of the effort and time that I put in to see them. For one, concerned me, because I don't know how you can work harder than what they were doing already. I mean, they're working very hard, but it was inspirational because, you know, it's amazing to see and meet students in these communities and meet students who I never would have met before, and highlight them and elevate their voices. And so thank you to, you know, Sylvia, Macy, and the Hyperlinks robotics team from Lindale Middle School. And yeah, thank you, Madam President, for the time to highlight and elevate student voice across Anne Arundel County.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morgan. You are doing the work that your board, your student members selected you to do, and I cannot be more proud to call you the student member of the board and glad to serve with you every single day. So thank you very much. And with that, I will finally say that for you, those of you that have not signed up for the plunge, the AACPS plunge, it has been rescheduled. So if your bodies permit tomorrow, you may go out by yourself and go run into the water, but it's been rescheduled, and we appreciate everyone and everyone's flexibility during the rescheduling and that finalized. And with that, I will turn it over to the superintendent for the superintendent report. Dr. Heiser.
Thank you, Madam President. And Dr. Bedell has been very clear that he supports the portable plunge. He's not plunging, and nor will I be plunging. Just want to get that on the record. On behalf of Dr. Bedell, thank you. And I want to start by thanking all the amazing employees in our facilities, operations, maintenance, and logistics divisions who have truly, this past week, been on the front lines in clearing snow, and want to emphasize ice from schools and sidewalks across our county. So this has been a really difficult stretch, obviously, for the most part. But all in all, our families, our students, employees, they've really shown a lot of grace and patience throughout the last week. And so we've gone back to in-person. So I do want to thank all of our families, as well as our transportation division and our contractors who drive the buses. This is not easy work, and we want to make sure it's as safe as possible. And moving forward, these temperatures don't look like they're getting any better, but we're making progress on our school sites and on the county roads and things like that. So thank you to our county partners as well. We're in constant communication with them and trying to identify any areas that are of really concern. And I know there are still several out there. So thank you again to all of our folks in facilities. Next, due to this weather, the closing and virtual days did impact our calendar. So here's just a quick update on that. We've used all 3 days, all 3 inclement weather days that we've built into our calendars. So the last day for students as of today will be Tuesday, June the 16th. So mark your calendar, June the 16th. If we have to cancel in-person learning moving forward, our first option would be obviously to switch to virtual learning. We have a team and our CAO that really helps us through that and did a remarkable job as we switched last week or at the beginning of this week. If virtual learning is not possible, say, for example, there's widespread power outages, which there can sometimes be, we would close schools entirely. And so that would mean we'd have a day at the end of the school year. But I think there'll be a lot of discussion about waivers at the state level. And to be clear, we would not currently qualify for those waivers as we've not needed more days that have been built in. So just an update there on where we stand. Next, I'd like to move into thanking the Anne Arundel County County Council for taking time at its meeting Monday night to recognize 9 members of our AACPS team and their respective teams for earning state or national awards. I'm going to go through their list. Dr. Bedell has been really clear about this. This is remarkable. I mean, the fact that you have this many national and state awards being given out for one school district, it's a testament to the talent that's in this district and the teams that they work with. So let me list them by names. And once again, thank you to the County Council for their support in recognizing them. Dr. Ryan Durr, Meade High School, Maryland High School Principal of the Year. Lindsay Herbin, Arundel High School, Maryland High School Assistant Principal of the Year. Andrea Kennedy, Northeast Middle School, Maryland Middle School Assistant Principal of the Year. Rachel Kennelly, Severn Run High School, Maryland Music Educator Association Award of Excellence. Danielle Crankfield, Crofton High School, National School Counselor of the Year. Katie Kelly, Broadneck High School, National Girls Lacrosse Coach of the Year. She's won 5 straight high school championships, by the way. Dr. Christy Culp, Virtual Academy, Maryland School Psychologist of the Year. Mary Jo Childs, Director of Purchasing, National Procurement Institute Award of Excellence. And again, under Matt Stansky's leadership, him and his team, that's 14 straight years for that office. And not pictured is Jamie Miller, Broadneck Elementary School, Maryland Music Educators Association Award of Excellence. So congratulations to those folks, and thank you. And finally, on a positive note, congratulations to the 5 students whose names you see on the screen before you being named semifinalist for the 2026-27 Student Member of the Board. That process will continue this month, and the field will be narrowed to 3 before a single student is elected by CRASC members in April. So good luck to all of those students. I know there's certainly big shoes to fill, as stated by Madam President. So with that, Madam President, that concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Heiser. I will tell Dr. Bedell that you did an amazing job. Mr. Dickinson telling that someone's trying to take his place.
That's not true. For the record, Madam President, that is not true. I can assure you that Dr. Bedell is continuing on very strongly, and we look forward to his continued leadership.
Thank you very much. Next up is the thing that we love is this opportunity for us to present a new course and for a new course for approval. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Dr. Heiser.
Thank you, Madam President. Our Chief Academic Officer, as well as Dr. Hamlin, will present this presentation. I'll turn it over to them. Thank you.
So good afternoon, Madam President, Ms. Dent, Madam Vice President, Ms. Pulliam, Dr. Heiser, members of the board. I know many of you do say this is one of your favorite things to do. And I can tell you as CAO, this is one of the many great things that my team and I get to do, because it's another good thing that we get to do for students. So Dr. Hamlin and I are here this afternoon with one course that we are recommending for your approval. It is an engineering course for high school. And with that, I am going to turn things over to Dr. Hamlin to walk you through the details of the course and the process for implementation.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. For the record, my name is Kevin Hamlin and I serve as the Assistant Superintendent for College and Career Readiness. If you have any questions at the end of the presentation today, I'll be happy to answer them. In accordance with board policy for curriculum, today I will present one course for your approval. No course of study will be offered without prior approval of the board during a regular meeting. Courses are designed to provide all AACPS students with rigorous, relevant, and inclusive opportunities that enable them to successfully navigate and positively impact the 21st century global society. The main goal of AACPS is to ensure that every student belongs, grows in their learning, and meets or exceeds standards as achievement and excellence gaps are eliminated. Honors Engineering Essentials is a full-year, one-credit high school introductory course designed to give students in grades 9 to 12 their first exposure to the field of engineering. It is part of the Project Lead the Way engineering pathway and is intentionally crafted for students from all backgrounds, including those without prior technical coursework. Across the course, students will explore what engineers do, the impact of engineering, and a wide range of engineering career pathways. Apply the engineering design process to develop mechanical, electronic, process, and logistical solutions to real-world problems. Use authentic engineering tools such as geographic information systems, 3D solid modeling software, and prototyping equipment. Tackle challenges from multiple industries, including healthcare, public service, product development, and manufacturing. And study global engineering issues, sustainability goals, and the societal, ethical, environmental, and economic implications of engineering decisions. Our plan is for this course to be available for the 2027-2028 school year. With that goal in mind, our teams will be working hard to ensure that we put in place all that is necessary around curriculum writing and professional development for student success. And at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about this course proposal.
I'm going to do this by lights. Ms. Shaw.
Yes, you are in fact right. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to approve new courses. I just want to say this sounds great. I assume all high schools, not just schools that offer Project Lead the Way.
Correct. This is really an opportunity to advance Project Lead the Way across all of our comprehensive high schools. That's what this course is intended to do with this access to this course.
So I'm just making sure I heard right. You're not planning on having Project Lead the Way as a signature in all 14, but give more
Access.
opportunities for those who don't to.
This engineering essentials course. Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes.
All right. Great. Thank you. Yeah, sounds wonderful. Dr. Tobin.
Thank you. Thank you. This looks terrific. I do have a one sort of broader question about it. And this comes from being married to an engineer, I'm afraid. So I've heard him say over many, many years, you know, you have to remember, and this is obviously an introduction to, if I'm understanding it correctly, what engineering is, how it works, which I think is fabulous. But I've heard him say over many, many years, you know, every technical degree will become obsolete, right? So anybody who receives a technical degree has to also, possibly even more importantly, know how to learn what they're going to have to learn, because that's the name of the game, right? We're seeing computer science majors coming out of college not able to get jobs because their careers are, their degrees are basically obsolete at this point. And so my suggestion is not that this is teaching kids something that's obsolete. My suggestion is, and it seems to me to be a part of the thinking here, so I just sort of want to reinforce it, that students are being exposed to what it takes to learn something you've never seen before, think through problems, and not necessarily from the perspective that once you learn this, you know it, right? You now are sort of on this, you've got that stuff covered and you're going to have to. And so I'm sort of posing that to you because that's just, the iteration cycles are shorter and shorter of everything as we move forward. So I'm just, you know, curious about your thinking on this.
I'll let Dr. Hamlin jump in, but it's the critical thinking component.
Mhm.
It's the learning how to think
Yep.
and the learning how to think about how you think.
Right, exactly.
Right, and their emphasis on the engineering design process, I
Yep.
think, is a good kind of framework for problem solving and approaching that type of work. So its applications go far beyond just the engineering space, right, in all of these different industries and sectors.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to give and arm students with some, you know, tools that they can put to use in those other lanes.
Well, that's fabulous. And that's what I thought. And I sort of wanted to dig that out a little bit. I also just want to say for the public, for families who look at things like this, there is value, whether your kid is the math kid or not the math kid or the lit kid or not the lit, whatever it is. It's so valuable in high school to have these opportunities to try something that you might not think is the lane you're in, because you might surprise yourself, and those lanes are constantly changing anyway. So just, you know, I think this is a wonderful addition. I'm so glad to see the expansion of the Lead the Way work. I congratulate you on it, and I hope that families will look at this not just as, you know, a way to STEM or a certain kind of job, but as really what you were talking about, Ms. Catalano, an opportunity to arm their students with what they really need, in my opinion, which is those critical thinking skills. So thank you so much.
All right, I see. Ms. Pullen.
Yeah, so thank you so much for this class. I was listening to the comments. And so first of all, the engineering design process, that's really cool because it starts from the beginning of the design all the way to obsolescence. So that covers every discipline, basically. And I'm not sure that people really think about different pieces of the design process coming from industry. That's something that you have engineering, you have logistics, you have sustainment. And so getting those pieces to talk together or understand the other side of that process is huge. So thank you for bringing that to this course, because if we can get students coming out of high school understanding the design process, that will be huge. And then I want to thank you too for bringing out the real world challenges, because as Dr. Tobin mentioned, the world is changing. And so that gives you that opportunity to reinvent the wheel, if you will, as we move forward. And so that's that piece that, okay, things are going to be changing, and you have that caveat there. And thank you for bringing that. It's just important, the real world challenges versus made up situations that really the world is not facing. So thank you very much for both of that.
All right, I see no more lights. I want to thank you all for not only creating this. I just have one simple question I know a lot of times we say we create courses that students are interested in doing. And so what was the background on how we got from, okay, we're not doing this course, but we're doing this course, and then we landed on this course?
I think we're always interested in providing options for students based on their interests. We have, over time, Ms. Keller and Mr. Rose and team have been analyzing student course request data, persistence data, with respect to, we have pathways in the CTE program that sometimes students will only take the first course, but they don't persist to level 2 or 3 or to completion. But we're seeing much more perseverance in the areas of engineering, STEM. So we wanted to provide additional opportunities, and there have been requests from students and teachers to be able to offer more courses in this lane.
And so you already have someone or do we have to hire someone for this course?
This would be something that our team of technology educators will be able to receive training for, and just add to their portfolio of courses that they can teach. So there won't be any new hires needed for this.
It would be an introductory first course in the Project Lead the Way sequence.
Thank you. So with that, board members, if you have no more questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve this course.
Second.
Ms. Howe?
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Soakworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
But wait a second, did we need
Yeah,
Dr.
that's what I was
Heiser's
wondering.
recommendation?
Yeah, that would be great.
Maybe we should do that first.
Oh, I thought he did. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My apologies.
I apologize for that as well. So, Madam President, make a recommendation to approve this course that's been.
It should be in
And
your
the
text.
bottom text box on the yellow sheet.
Superintendent recommends approval of this course beginning in the 27-28 school year as noted. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Now, Ms. Howe?
Thank you. Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Soakworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland?
Aye.
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
And Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
All right.
you.
Thank you all very much. Next up, we have the state budget update. Dr. Heiser.
Thank you, Madam President. Our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Scansky, will be providing this update.
Thank you, Dr. Heiser. Ms. Dent, we go from your favorite thing to do to probably your least favorite. Try to make it, yeah. So the governor did release his recommended budget on January 21st, which was a day after we had our workshop or work session on the budget. So I thought it'd be prudent for me to come and give you an update, the public an update on sort of where we are, both from a state budget perspective and any possible administration amendments based on up-to-date spending information. So yeah, we'll talk about state revenue, a revised budget request, important dates, and then open the floor to any questions. So as I said, released on the 21st, our initial analysis essentially depicts that there isn't much change from what we recommended or what we were projecting in December. Unfortunately, we were hoping to be wrong here and get something higher, but
It doesn't look like that's the case. We do have some questions around career ladder revenue and pre-K, which we're hoping to get answered here this week or early next week, and in time for you to adopt on the 18th. But obviously, these numbers aren't final until the General Assembly approves the budget in March or April. But all in, we're looking at $612.9 million from the state, just shy of $19 million increase, and just shy of 3.1%. So I want you to keep that 3.1% in mind as I walk through some of the other changes we're going to have to make. So how does the state get to that number? DLS puts together great charts every year that I like to, and I share some of these. Certainly will, if you need the link to the full presentation on state aid, it's a plethora of information. Happy to share that with you. But these are some of the key factors. So if you see, while we did lose enrollment, we did not lose. Our rate of loss was not as high as the state average of 0.9%. We were at 0.4%. There were a few LEAs that saw increases, but for the most part, you can see statewide, public school enrollment was down in Maryland. We talked a little bit about birth rates and immigration really sort of driving that in the state, and specifically Anne Arundel County. But that's factor number one to keep in mind. So next is local per pupil wealth. So this is per pupil wealth is what the state uses to determine what percentage of your budget the state will contribute towards and what percentage they expect county government to contribute towards. So the less wealthy you get, the more state contribution you get. And so you'll see here, local per pupil wealth is going up significantly. So what's driving that? Obviously a decline in enrollment, right? So when you're doing the math there, if you have fewer students you're serving, naturally your per pupil wealth is going to increase. There's still fairly strong income and property tax base around the state. You can see statewide 8.7% increase. We fell below that increase at 8.2. So we did get more state aid than we would have normally gotten because our wealth per student did not grow as quickly as the state average. And I think really that's primarily due to our enrollment decline was not as severe as most LEAs in the state. But one thing, again, to keep in mind, this is direct per pupil aid growth percentage year over year. We're 22nd in the state this year at 3.2% and obviously below the state average of 4.6. So this is one of many factors that is contributing to our tight fiscal times here in fiscal 27. Looking at further targeted education funding. So this is what DLS does in this analysis is takes every student who qualifies for special education services or multilingual learner services or compensatory education services and categorizes them, and then lets policymakers know here's the percentage of students in an LEA that qualify for those services. So you can see in some of our LEAs we have over 100%. So what that means is you'll have a student who could qualify more than once. So you see Anne Arundel County is 17th in the state here, and below the state average, we're at 65.1%. The state wide average is 79.1, which I do think is something for us to keep in mind and state policymakers that this number continues to grow in public schools in Maryland, continues to grow in Anne Arundel County. But because we are on the lower end compared to the state, we receive fewer state dollars. And we continue to rank roughly 7th in local per pupil wealth. Compared to the state, we are above the state average. So again, meaning the state expects county government with their tax base to contribute more to the school system than the state. We did have updated, so that's all for fiscal 27. The data I'm going to talk to you about now is current fiscal year. So DLS did also release the per pupil revenue numbers for fiscal year 26. So this is combining state and local revenue. And so we were 14th last year, and we remain 14th this year, below at $20,369 per student. We are below the state average of $21,814. And again, a reminder that for the majority of our bordering counties, the folks we compete with for employees, we are below what they are getting in per pupil revenue.
So what goes into that number? First, on state revenue, we did drop on a per pupil basis by 1. We were 19th in per pupil revenue at the state level. We have now dropped to 20th at the state level in per pupil revenue. It's at $8,324. And we have maintained our level at 6th in local revenue or county revenue at $12,045 per student. So combining those two gets us to the ranking of 14th in the state. So revised budget, what does all this mean? We've talked about the revenue. My team has been able to, obviously, for expenditures that are tied to the state budget, we're going to recommend adjustments. And as I signaled to this board on the 20th, we're going to need to be making some adjustments in other areas. These are, from my perspective, really non-negotiable. But I'll briefly walk you through them, and then obviously as we finalize the amendments, you'll see them in written form. But I thought I'd at least start sharing with you all in the public some of the things we're seeing. So we obviously, when we project our national board number, it's before we get the actual graduates for national board certification. We now have those figures, and so we have adjusted that number downward slightly. But that will reflect everyone who's got a maintenance of certification or a new national board certification. Also includes the school counselors that that the board included last year. Moving on, healthcare, right? I've been talking about the double-digit increases in our premium or our claims. We did initially have a $10 million request. We need to up that to $20 million. So when we up that, that will year-over-year increase gets us to around 11%. But that is reflective of what we're seeing our claims are at the moment. And unfortunately, I just don't know that we're going to see any relief anytime soon. So this will just be something that we're going to have to continue to monitor as we see fit. We did get a preliminary number from the county on the self-insurance fund, and to surprise of myself, what we've included as an increase is not required, and so we are removing that increase. That number is remaining relatively flat. The next one is retirement. We did initially project a $5.2 million increase. We already have our teacher retirement number for next fiscal year. That went up higher. We are anticipating, based on our fiscal 26 employee pension invoice, that we're going to need to increase that number as well, including the rates going up. And so we need to add another $3.5 million to that, which year-over-year increase is 12.7%. Guess for some good news, from fiscal 25 to 26, the pension number increased 15.4. So heading in the right direction, but still a double-digit increase percentage-wise is not sustainable. Moving down on Blueprint, or one more FICA, we were a slight increase in the FICA number that is going to be zeroed out. So that's a positive. Moving down, college career readiness based on the state formula, we need to add $103,000 in expenditures there. On the concentration of poverty, again, those were estimates we put together before those numbers were released. So we did get slightly fewer dollars than what we were expecting, but still a healthy increase of $5.2 million. So there's a reduction there as well. The workforce development, a slight increase of $3,000 there. And then on the minimum school funding, as promised, we continue to monitor the spending of our schools to get into compliance. We initially estimated, we thought we were going to need $9.5 million. We believe now we will only need $6.5 million. So we can reduce that mandatory expense by $3 million. And then finally, the last two department or contractual increases, we were going to request to add another $500,000 into general transportation. The cost of living enhancements for those contractors are coming in higher, as well as continued higher fuel costs, especially on the diesel side. And so we do expect to need to increase that line item. And then finally, utilities. So take a minute to talk you through this one. We are the district's part of a purchasing consortium with all the major local governments and LEAs in the Baltimore region. It's called BRIC PAC for short. That organization is going to have a vote in late February on rate increases. So we know the rate increase is coming. The vote is going to be whether the rate increase happens immediately, which would be from March on, or if the rate increase waits until July 1st. We believe, so if it happens immediately, the cost gets spread out over a longer period of time versus if it happens, so the rate increase is a little bit lower. But we believe most organizations are going to want to wait till July 1st to help build it into their budget. So that's what we're anticipating the vote to go. And if that's the way the vote goes, we believe we'll need another $1.7 million to cover our utility bills. And I'll just say, anybody who's paying a utility bill right now, if you're not paying more, then I'm going to come talk to you, because it's pretty significant. So where does that leave us? Not in a great place. We showed this chart during the work session. Hasn't gotten better. And so, we're going to, based on our amendments, essentially request an additional $10 million from county government, which then increases that gap from 50 to 60 million if we estimate the county's going to give us 50. So obviously, again, to balance this, we're going to advocate to get that yellow higher. But again, we're going to have to make some tough decisions given at the moment what's above that dotted line. And so we'll have to work with the county and work with our communities to make this all work. Obviously, this is pending any amendments the board proposes and approves in the meeting on the 18th. Last thing I will say, we did talk about the uncertainty with federal funding. Our federal funding, at least I'll say the country's federal funding, is been voted on by the Senate and the House, approved by the president. It is flat, so there is no change up or down to our major programs, Titles 1 through 4, special education, or CTE. The bad news is typically when it's flat, the state of Maryland typically receives less. And when the state of Maryland receives less, typically AACPS receives less. So we're going to monitor. Obviously, most of it's driven by census tract data or the number of special education students who qualify for services. So we don't get those numbers usually till May or June, but we've built a decline in the request, but I fully expect that to materialize, if not more. So we'll continue to monitor that as well. So quickly, important dates. On the 13th, any amendment that's being proposed will be posted to board docs to be voted on February the 18th. And then we submit that to whatever is voted on to the county executive, and we will find out May 1st when what we will receive, and ultimately council approval on the 15th. So with that, Madam President, I'm happy to entertain any questions the board has.
All right, we're going to do this by show of lights. Ms. Shohan. Thank you, as always, for the information. You're really channeling Trumbauer, and I don't like it. So if we can stop doing that, that'd be great. And I say that with levity. So Trumbauer, if you're listening, I don't. Much love. All right. So one of the slides was different than what I was trying to read before me. So if that guy could be sent to all of us, I would be appreciative. With regard to utilities, this really lights my hair on fire because just like you, my utility bill has gone up significantly as well, and I'm pretty sure it's lining someone's pocket. So my question is, I know there's a lot of pending legislation on this point. The MGA, is that all residential? Can any of it help us in the consortium that we're in? Should it pass to take a hammer to that?
Possibly, yeah. But
Okay.
I think the fiscal relief is really just for residential. The $40 or whatever that is in there.
That's all it was? I thought it was more than that. I thought someone's taking
for residential. It's like it was 80 this past year. I think it's only being proposed for $40. It's billions of dollars, but it's coming down to 40 a person, I think.
Okay.
And then, on the other stuff, I'll be honest, Michelle Heim, I haven't like completely dug into that bill to see what relief is possible. Usually BrickPack will have an analysis for us.
Okay.
And so certainly if this is the number you all vote on and that number were to change before the county executive's proposal, we would certainly signal that to the county executive and his team that, no need to fully fund this line item because based on newest information, you can lower it by X amount.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I thought there was a couple, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but yes, thank you. That was my question. Thanks. All right. I see no other questions. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Stansky. Item number 6.0, consent items, award of contracts. Could I get a motion to bundle?
Motion to bundle?
Second.
Any dissent? Okay. All right.
Superintendent recommends that the Board of Education authorize the award of contracts 6.01 through 6.05.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Howe?
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland?
Aye.
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
And Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
All right, item 7.0, administrative personnel appointment. Dr. Heiser?
Superintendent recommends that the personnel listed on the attached sheets be promoted and or appointed.
So moved.
Second.
All right, board members, any questions? There being none? Ms. Howe?
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you. Item 7.02, personnel. Dr. Heiser?
The superintendent recommends that the board approve the actions as stipulated on the attached sheets.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. See no lights? Ms. Howe?
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
All right, thank you. That brings us to policy revisions. First up is third reader, item 7.03, distribution of non-school communications. Dr. Heiser?
Thank you, Madam President. We have Grace Wilson, who will provide us an update.
Thank you, Dr. Heiser. Good afternoon, President Dent, Vice President Pulliam, members of the board. For the record, I'm Grace Wilson, Director of Legislation and Policy. Policy KA is before you on third reading for final adoption. And as a reminder, this policy and the accompanying regulation are being updated to permit the distribution and display of electronic materials in addition to printed materials. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you may have.
All right, no public comments. I will see if Ms. Schallheim, did you have anything? To policy chair?
No, I think we're waiting on.
No, we are. I just want to make sure.
Oh,
you
yeah,
have it.
no, none for me. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Dr. Heiser?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The superintendent recommends approval of policy KA, subject to final correction for style and format.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Howe?
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
All right, thank you. Next up is item 7.0, policy revision, second reading, purchase and procedure. Dr. Heiser?
Ms. Wilson, do you have an update?
I do, Dr. Heiser. Thank you. Policy DEA is before you on second reading after being posted for a 30-day public comment period. We did not receive any feedback during that time frame. And as a reminder, in addition to style and formatting changes, this policy is being updated to create an exemption for contracts awarded as part of emergency procurement and to require that this type of procurement be reported to the board, and to increase the contract modification that must be reported to the board from 100,000 to 500,000. And with that, I would be happy to take any questions you may have.
All right, I see no lights. This is a second reader, and thank you very much. We will move on to other items of legislation. Item 7.0, Dr. Heiser.
Once again, Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, Dr. Heiser. There are a number of bills and the items of legislation exhibit before you this afternoon. I want to call your attention to the bill that's contained in Section 1 that requires a board vote. This bill, it's House Bill 154 and Senate Bill 999. I'm recommending that the board adopt a support with amendments position on this bill. As a brief summary, this bill alters the requirements of the Open Meeting Acts for county boards of education to require that all public meetings of the board be live streamed and that these live streams be made available on the county's website. While we certainly believe in transparency in AACPS and here at the board, this would require us to post our videos directly on the AACPS website, which we currently don't have the capability to do. So with that, we're asking for an amendment to allow our current practice of continuing to post our live stream videos through a third-party vendor, YouTube, under this bill. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you have on this bill or any others contained in the items of legislation.
All right, we'll do this by show of lights. The first up is Ms. Shaw.
Thank you, and thanks for bringing the one that we're going to vote on in a second to our attention. Before we, actually, maybe we should dispose of that first. So at the appropriate time, I do have a motion. Is there any other lights? No other. Dr. Talbot.
I just wanted to note, because I support it, there's an additional, I believe, amendment having to do with being able to hold sessions in areas where we can't necessarily record, correct? Because I was immediately, when I saw this bill, thinking of our budget hearings being held, for example, at Severn Run where we can't record. So that is also an amendment. Am I correct?
You're correct, Dr. Tobin. That is being proposed through the PZAM legislative program. I will also, this bill has not been scheduled for a hearing yet, but I do plan to update our testimony to reflect that as well.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, I see no more lights. I just want to make one comment with attending the May legislative meeting every 2 weeks. As always, thank you, Ms. Wilson, for not only right sizing everything that we're trying to do, but making sure that AACPS voice is heard.
Absolutely.
I saw the I was completely concerned, if you will, about trying to support a bill to where it allows us to not be able to have the flexibility that we have right now to be able to go out into the community. And we have a lot of communities that I can't believe across the state that I would be concerned with, but specifically for AACPS, I think it's important that we really understand, no problem with recording, but there is some challenges associated with it if this bill were to pass. Even third-party posting would help tremendously because there are ways that we may be able to get around to stream the video. But to be able to have to put this on AACPS website without a fiscal note concerns me. I'm always ever mindful of making sure that the state don't enforce something on the local LEAs that cannot be, that they don't provide the funding to do so. So thank you very much for continuing the advocacy for that.
My pleasure. And to your point, Ms. Dent, the General Assembly does stream their videos on YouTube as well. So we hope they'll be open to this amendment.
Then I feel much better. I did not know that. All right. Okay. I think that is it for you, Ms. Wilson. Thank you very much. And
No, we need a motion to vote on this.
sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I move that we support this bill with amendments as recommended.
Second.
Okay. Any dissent? Any comments? Any discussion? There being none, Ms. Howe.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim.
Aye.
Ms. McFarland.
Aye.
Mr. Morgan.
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you.
All right. We got one more. Sorry, I wanted to dispose of that first before getting into the rest of the legislative program. Now that we're there, I want to talk about House Bill 337 / Senate Bill 31. Let me see if I can figure out what page that's on.
It
It's
is
on page 8.
Yes.
And it's at the top, y'all. So, I think I have a problem with this one, at least with our no position statement on it, because my reading of this seems to indicate that if we were to just be flat on it and this were to go through, this would be akin to an unfunded mandate, because the amount of work it would take to produce what this bill requires seems to me to warrant an opposing position. And so I did have a conversation with Ms. Wilson via phone about this one. And so I guess I wanted to put that out there and likely make a motion in a sec about it. So.
And if I may, Ms.
Yes,
Schallheim,
please,
to explain
please.
the position that's recommended a no position, I agree with you that on its face, this bill is an unfunded mandate. However, in reality, it has no negative fiscal impact to AACPS because we already are required to do these reports. The report on school zone area and attendance map and the state-rated capacity, student population, and capacity percentage at each school are included as part of our educational facilities master plan. And then my understanding is that our student data team does maintain the location of each student's residence. So we could meet the requirements of this bill without it having a negative fiscal impact to AACPS. But I do agree with you that it is a mandate for work, but it's a mandate for work we already do. And it's a reporting requirement, essentially.
So it would take no more staff time to meet the letter of this bill should it go through?
Yes, that's our analysis of this one, which is why we recommend a no position.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, I see no more lights.
Thank you.
I think we're done with you this time, Ms. Wilson. Thank you very much. All right, next up is 7.06 Windsor Farms Elementary School donation.
Thank you, Madam President. The superintendent recommends approval of the donation from this family charitable fund in the amount of $100,000. And these funds have been donated to benefit the Windsor Farm students and enhance the school community.
I'll say so moved, and then I have a comment after this.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Shaw. I just wanted to say that we're so incredibly appreciative to the Hannon Family Charitable Trust Fund, Charitable Fund, sorry, for this awesome donation. And Principal Kling, we can't wait to see the ways in which this benefits the Windsor Farm and the entire community. I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you very much, and congratulations. With that, I see no more light and no further discussion. Ms. Howe.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim.
Aye.
Ms. McFarland.
Aye.
Mr. Morgan.
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
All right, next up is 7.07 Old Mill Middle School North Deed of Public Utility Easement. Dr. Heiser.
The superintendent recommends approval of the Old Mill Middle School North Deed of Public Utility Easement.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I see no lights. Ms. Howe.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim.
Aye.
Ms. McFarland.
Aye.
Mr. Morgan.
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Item 7.08 Old Mill Middle School North stormwater management inspection and maintenance agreement. Dr. Heiser.
Thank you, Madam President. The superintendent recommends approval of the Old Middle School North Stormwater Management Inspection and Maintenance Agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Howe.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Shawhan?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
All right, 7.09 Central Complex Deed of Public Utility Easement and Agreement of the Maintained Telecommunication Systems and Public Utilities. Dr. Heiser.
The superintendent recommends approval of the Central Complex Deed of Public Utility Easement and Agreement to maintain telecommunication systems and public utilities.
So moved.
Aye. Or second.
Ms. Howe.
Ready to vote too soon.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Shawhan?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you. All right, 7.10 Ratification of negotiated agreement between the Board of Education and the Association of Education Leaders for the fiscal year 2026. Dr. Heiser.
Thank you, Madam President. This time I'll turn it over to staff for an update. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Dent, to Dr. Heiser and members of the board. The negotiating teams for the Board of Education and the Association of Educational Leaders, AEL, have reached a tentative agreement for fiscal year 2026, subject to your approval. In brief, the summary of changes as agreed upon by both parties include the following. All Unit 2 employees shall receive a 3% cost of living adjustment. Unit 2 employees will also, who are currently paid below market value, will have their salaries adjusted not to exceed the midpoint of their designated salary band or a maximum increase of 15%. Thirdly, modifications to Article 4 involuntary reassignment will occur. There will also be a continuation of the Unit 2 telework pilot. The negotiating teams this year worked diligently to reach an agreement that serves the best interest of Anne Arundel County Public Schools and Unit 2 employees while supporting a shared commitment to AACPS students, staff, and the broader community. I would like to extend special recognition to President Tracy Ahern, Chief Negotiator Dr. Dawn Lucarelli, Christy Snyder, who is here with me today, as well as the AEL negotiating team for their dedicated efforts throughout FY26 negotiations. On January 20th, 2026, AEL ratified this agreement, and I respectfully request your approval and ratification of the noted summary of changes.
All right, any lights? Any discussion? There being none, Dr. Heiser. Do you have any more comments?
I don't. Ms. Snyder
Would you
is
like to
here
make
I do have
today
a
if she'd
comment.
like to
So,
say something.
thank you. Good afternoon, President Dent, Vice President Pulliam, Dr. Heiser, and members of the board. If this negotiation process had a GPS, it would have said recalculating more times than any of us could count. But the good news is we arrived. AEL and the board have reached a signed agreement and moved out of impasse. It required difficult conversations and a willingness to stand firm on principles that would keep our association united, not divided. Although we are relieved to have an agreement in place, we also recognize that this moment is not an endpoint, it is just a beginning. It marks the beginning of a renewed path forward, one that honors the profound and immeasurable influence our administrators, coordinators, and special assistants have on the heart and future of every school, and strengthens our commitment to ensuring their leadership is truly seen, valued, and celebrated. As we look back on the hundreds of accomplishments our schools have earned over the past few years, one truth is unmeasurable, that every achievement, every honor, every record broken was sparked, guided, and sustained by a dedicated and talented school leader. Every success, regardless of the school, has never been accidental. It has been the direct result of the expertise, commitment, and leadership of the individuals who make up AEL. This agreement moves us forward, yet it is only the beginning of the work still required to fully honor and support the leaders who will continue driving AACPS forward to become one of the strongest, most respected school systems in the state and a model for the nation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with the board, it is time to now vote
Yes, it
for
is.
the
Well,
ratification.
thank you very much,
Yes,
Ms. Rose,
sure.
for all the work you did. The superintendent recommends approval of the tentative agreement between the Board of Education and the Association of Education Leaders, AEL.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Howe?
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland?
Aye.
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. Stent?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, and thank you all very much.
Thank you.
All right, next up is review items for Minority and Small Business Enterprise Utilization Report for fiscal year 2025. Are there any questions? All right, and award of contracts have been completed. At this point, I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Madam President, I move that the board go into closed session to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice on a legal matter.
Second.
Thank you. With that, we will go into close. And this meeting is adjourned, and we'll have a great afternoon. Thank you all for coming.